Okay, so we're going to start floating this. It's nowhere near ready for a steel trowel, but you can see that it's starting to look pretty dry. The bleed water is just about come off it completely, so we're going to get on it with our magnesium float. You can see where we went with our edger. Like I said, we just did that to kind of break the seal around, so then that way it was easy enough for us to go ahead and edge it. But now I'm going to take my float and go over this whole thing. I talked to you in the last segment about the last week about the curve of the bull float. We're going to use that to our advantage as we're going through, and we're just going to try and get a generic smooth, the first pass at smoothing this out. So when you take your float, or even a trowel for that matter, you always want to work in an arch. That's how you get the smoothest finish. You see him just working back and forth, working in an arc-like motion. You're going to have lines when you float it. See, I've always got these little lines going on. It's bound to happen when you float it. You're just trying to start getting a nice smooth surface. It's really going to get smoothed out when we hit it with our steel trowels. So this is a really small project. Hand float is perfect. I can reach across the whole thing. I can walk around the entire project and not have to worry about not being able to reach. On larger projects, when you're having a large deck pour, you're going to see a different type of float. They're going to initially float it with what's called a bull float. And we have one right here. So this is called a bull float. This has actually got a steel trowel head to it. If this was a true bull float, it would look kind of like the magnesium float. It'd be a little bit beefier blade on here. But this tool, what you do, it's got a real long handle. And you always want to be conscious, again, about, like I said with the bull float, tipping up the edge, the leading edge, the edge that you're traveling in. So this bull float, you can twist the handle. And you see you can actually rotate the head. So when I'm going to push this bull float away, I'm going to just tip up that edge a little bit. I'm going to send it across. When I get to the other side, I'm going to twist the handle, rotate it back, and bring it back towards me. And again, we're just twisting that handle. Now these bull floats, you'll typically see it with anywhere from a 20, maybe, I've actually seen them upwards of almost a 30-foot handle. So they're really reaching all the way out across the slab with a bull float, where, like I said, with this project, we don't necessarily need the bull float. We're just going to stick with our hand magnesium float. So I'm just going to work in an arch shape again, just to get a gentle smooth. You see a lot of the bleed water is coming back up, bringing what they call a cream to the top. You've got to be careful not to overwork it too, because as you're doing this, and you're bringing that, what they call a cream back up, you're actually going to weaken the top. You're going to make the top brittle. So we're just going to go through, do a quick smooth, and then we're going to let it sit. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll steel trowel it. But what I'm going to do again before we walk away, I'm just going to hit it with the edge tool one more time, just to make sure that our edge stays free. knock down those edges a little bit. Like I said, you still see some lines, but you're just really giving it a general shape with a float. Really smoothing it out is going to come when we get to our steel trowel. We can't get on this with a steel trowel until it's actually pretty dry. So we'll wait for the water to settle back down, then we'll come back and we'll show you, we're going to show you a couple different methods. We're going to do half of this as a steel trowel finish, and the other half is going to be a broom finish, mimicking a sidewalk.